You are an IIT Madras dropout.
It's not a dropout, it's a kick out. That's where I met the founders of Rainbow Systems, which became Zoho Power. This man wants to go to the higher category. I want to punch against somebody who is much larger than me, much bigger than me, making much more money, having so many more employees. I want to go punch.
Right.
So every one of our plays have been marathons rather than sprints. We call it opium, other people's money. It's a drug. The Ambani skyscraper building. What's the deal? How much higher do you want to build your building? Is a question. We want to redefine what rich is. Can you give them freedom to experiment, freedom to make mistakes? Take Zoho Schools itself. It is not a profit center for us. Education, it's waiting to be disrupted. Software engineering had to be taught in the lab, making mistakes, learning by doing. Come back to the world of action. Sridhar Vembu says his exit plan is death beyond the spotlight, wading through neck-deep shit. Are you ready for that?
Okay, so you were in the founding team of Zoho, and I was reading about you. You are an IIT Madras dropout. So, what is the story behind dropping out of college?
It's not a dropout, it's a kick out.
Oh,
There's a difference. My case, I had a very good schooling and I entered IIT, which is, yes,
amazing
great
college.
credit. Yes, but first year, second year, kind of lost my way. I was supposed to be doing electronics while instead fell in love with computers and started spending late nights in the computer center, hacking stuff and so on. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I got one warning. The second time, they sent a letter directly to my dad and said, "This won't do. Sorry." And I still didn't learn my lessons. I still kept being wayward. And they rang the bell and kicked me out. I should have passed out at 93, but
Okay.
instead I got kicked out. And that kick landed me at a lab in IIT, the
Okay.
same IIT that I got kicked out of. And I
Hmm.
used to work hard, learn programming. I even launched my own vocabulary building word game.
Okay.
And that's where I met the founders of Rainbow Systems, which became Zoho Power.
And so, what is the story then when you joined Vembu Systems?
I joined Rainbow Systems in 97.
Okay.
That was like a year after they founded. It was founded in 96. And I was employee number 7. And they were looking for people who were ready to play the long game. Zoho was already wanting, Vembu Systems was already wanting to do something different from all the other software companies of the day. We
Okay.
started by doing software that would sit inside hardware, no UI, no
Hmm.
user interface. So managing printers, managing routers, managing firewalls, that was the first few products that we did. But over time, we pivoted and pivoted again, and we became Zoho.
Yes. And I'm one of the customers of Zoho. So, we use Zoho books, and it is an amazing product, like very effectively priced. So, anyone who is starting in business, so they don't find it costly. So, it is very effective, very beautiful product.
We can price it to the extent that you will pay for it.
Right.
Right, that is sometimes that is the mentality that some marketing companies have.
Hmm.
How much more can we take?
Right.
Right? The other is look for long term lifetime customer value and instead see how little can we take and still be profitable and still be meaningfully useful to that customer so that they will keep coming back to us, they won't go anywhere else.
Right.
So every one of our plays have been marathons rather than sprints.
Hmm.
And that saves us. One more decision we took was we will not go for venture capital. We will not play quarter to quarter the Wall Street game where we have to answer to people who have invested in us.
Right.
We will we call it opium, other people's money. It's
Hmm.
a drug. We chose not to have opium. Take
Right.
Zoho Schools itself,
Hmm.
for example, 20 years in the running. It is not a profit center for us, but it is a vision, it is a personal philosophy, It is something that the founder, Sridhar Vembu, wants to do. He calls that the reason for existence. We
Hmm.
need to have that positive impact on society. He says, let 1,000 Zohos bloom.
Hmm.
India needs that. We
Right.
can't be that answer for everybody. So, if that is the vision,
Hmm.
you need somebody who shares that vision before they share their money with you.
Understood. So like you have worked with Sridhar Vembu, obviously. And then what are the top three qualities you will say that he has because of which he's able to create this amazing business, Soho?
Okay. Everybody changes over time. So
Right.
I have been with him for 27, 28 years now. I have known him. I'm also related to him. He is my brother in law, my wife's elder brother. And
Okay.
he's also my CEO and my immediate reporting boss.
Hmm.
This man wants to go to the higher category. I want to punch against somebody who is much larger than me, much bigger than me, making much more money, having so many more employees. I want to go punch. He
Hmm.
almost feels they are doing non-dharmic business. The kind of costs they are charging, the kind of business they are in, they shouldn't be even around. And
Hmm.
I am going to, it's the David versus Goliath, right?
I think he also recently tweeted about DocuSign, the amount they were
Yes,
charging.
yes.
What was the
So,
story?
he feels it has too many employees.
Right.
You can't be having so many employees just for one particular feature of a product.
Right.
Right? So, also about the marketing spend versus research and development fund, how
Right.
much do you spend on each of these? Right.
Hmm.
So that is one quality I have seen in him. He is he is so audacious,
Hmm.
and he is able to rally people behind him because of that audacity. The
Right.
second is complete surrender to his breadth and depth of knowledge.
Hmm.
Any topic. It's not just software engineering or running a business. You bring economics, you bring history, you bring linguistics, any topic. He seems to have been like a sponge, absorbing everything and anything that he encounters, and he makes internal connections, and he is able to retain all that and bring them up at the right time. The third is his humility, simplicity.
Right.
So it's not just a layer that he has taken on himself because he has become a public figure now and he has to do some good optics. This is nice promotional good looks. No, I know him as a person from 28 years ago. And from then on, right till today, the basic needs that he has, the simple eating, walking, dressing, and living that he demonstrates every day, I can't live that life. I sometimes think I am simple, but no, he is far, far too much simpler than anybody can really probably easily do for such a long stretch of time. If you follow Sridhar Vembu's Twitter, you
Right.
would listen to him over and over again talk about redefining the sense of one-upmanship and competition of
Hmm.
status that Gen Z is unnecessarily and unwittingly being dragged into. There
Right.
was that beautiful article about
Hmm.
the Ambani skyscraper building
Right.
and what was around that building. Just 3, 4 blocks around that building, we saw almost a slum settlement coming up.
Right.
What's the deal? How much higher do you want to build your building? Is a question.
So, how do an employee of a bootstrapped company get rich? So, like, because nowadays Gen Zs are more into like what are the numbers they are getting.
Okay.
So, what is your take on it?
Okay. My take, and probably my company's take, is we want to redefine what rich is.
Okay.
So, what is rich? Rich is quality of time, quality of the commute,
Hmm.
quality of the work environment, quality of the people I work with. Then we start realizing that there are multiple dimensions to it. If you want to define rich as the car, the brand of car I own, the brand of watch I wear, the phone I use, and the number of houses I have, then it is a one-dimensional game. We also think there are enough number of Gen Zs who have gone past this one-dimensional game.
Right.
Because Zoho is not short of people.
Hmm.
17,000 employees work, and for every new opening, 1,000 or more applications come in. They
Right.
understand the kind of company we are. We have till today never offered employee stock. We have not gone public. We have not given out flashy bonuses.
Right.
Can you give them freedom to experiment? In the structure that you create for them, can you give them freedom to experiment, freedom to make mistakes?
Right.
Can you give them a structure where they can do the specific job they have been given without too much micromanagement and push from above? Can you create a team where people like being with the others, right?
Hmm.
Detoxify. There are so many toxic teams today where there is internal competition that's killing them.
Right.
Beyond a point, it's not about the money. Beyond a point. For some, it is at the age of 25, this realization hits them. For some, it hits them only in the age of 45.
Hmm.
But I'm telling you, you're bound to understand someday that it's not about the money anymore.
As you said, after a certain point, these things becomes irrelevant. So after a certain point, everybody says ki you don't want that because. But when I see youngsters, they always talk about ki okay, this guy is talking about this particular feeling or anything because they have that minimum amount. And even if we study the Maslow hierarchy, so once the basic needs are taken care of and you are in the upper side of the Maslow hierarchy, then you are in that zone of happiness and nirvana. Yeah.
No, actually, I would beg to differ with that oversimplification of the Maslow hierarchy.
Okay.
Maslow's hierarchy said first take care of the bottommost, then the next layer, then the next layer, then finally self realization, perhaps.
Right.
I'm saying in today's Gen Z, Gen Alpha era,
Mm.
probably,
Right.
if you have the opportunity, if you are lucky enough, if you are at the right time in the right place to fulfill one of the higher blocks,
First.
you can actually perhaps ignore the pain that you get because the lower blocks are missing. I will refer to that other book, I think Viktor Frankl's book
Right.
about,
Search of meaning.
yeah, in that search for meaning, if you can get the right why, you will pass through anyhow, right? That's the whole essence of that book. If
Right.
you can achieve that higher level nirvana, then the intermediate lower blocks, I don't have money, I don't have food, I don't have 20 different pairs of clothes to wear, is okay if you are deriving pleasure by being that great connector, being that great magnifier, being that great facilitator. So
Right.
I would make that extension to Maslow.
100% agree. So, like if you talk about Zoho schools, do you think it is also helpful as a hiring perspective? Like, is it a hiring strategy also?
It started three reasons. Primarily, it started because we weren't a famous enough brand.
Right.
We were called Vembu Systems at that time, AdventNet a while later,
Hmm.
and we couldn't attract the top talent.
Right.
We couldn't attract talent from IIT. We couldn't attract talent from all those IIMs. We decided not to go there. That's the first thing.
Okay.
The second, the people who came to us eventually, all the colleges in tier 2, tier 3 places, they ended up becoming certificate factories.
Hmm.
Somewhere along the way, they had misunderstood computer science education.
Right.
Software engineering had to be taught in the lab,
Hmm.
making mistakes,
Hmm.
learning by doing.
Hmm.
Not enough colleges were doing that at that time. Things have changed over time, but at that time. The third was a sense that probably we are not looking in the right place. If talent is what we need, probably talent is everywhere,
Right.
but opportunity is what's missing.
Hmm.
If we can go to places where Others haven't come digging yet. The blue ocean, red ocean strategy, probably we will be able to get a lead there. So these were the thoughts that went in. It ended up becoming an amazing hiring strategy
Right.
because what do we need in hiring strategy? We need how to attract and how to hold on.
Right.
We attracted talent where others weren't even looking. I have learned that there is a sense of loyalty that comes when you
Right.
work in the place where you learned your careers, that domain.
One more question I have is like when you are creating a senior team, so what is the strategy? So these people also come into the S team, or like they are a different brand, or might be colleagues of Sridhar Vembu sir, like.
We prefer harvesting them from inside rather than bringing them from outside. We think Zoho's culture, the 28-year long type of work and environment and the camaraderie that we have built over time is not something that is really conducive to somebody just dropping by helicopter from outside and recommending, consulting, and taking calls about how things should happen. So, no, not much lateral entry. It's organically grown from below. So, whenever some senior manager leaves the company, there have been a few exits. It's not a replacement at that same level from outside. Instead, it would be a promotion from the inside. So, that
Got
is
it.
how we have always seen.
Yes, but I love to come to Zoho sir to learn about Zoho's culture more. So, any recommendations that you would like to give a person in his 20s who are trying to become entrepreneurs? Because after Shark Tank, there is a lot of chase after entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Do not be carried away by the glitz of entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Don't jump in thinking you can make money. Don't jump in because you think, I don't want to be bossed around by somebody else. I want to be my own boss. That's the wrong reason to get into entrepreneurship. Don't get into entrepreneurship because you like a particular domain so much. This is the long game. This is not a I invest a little money, I start off, and then I have an exit plan. Sridhar Vembu says his exit plan is death. That's
Hmm.
the exit plan. When some venture capitalists asked him, "What's your exit plan?" What do you mean? I am here because I love doing this every
Right.
day. I don't want anybody to take this away from me.
Hmm.
So, are you ready for that long, long game? That is
Right.
the question you need to prepare yourself for. And much of that life beyond that spotlight, that glamour, it's going to be wading through neck deep shit. Are you ready
Right.
for that?
So, any 2 to 3 ideas you would like to share where you see, there is an opportunity?
So I think education, it's waiting to be disrupted. I don't know if it'll ever be disrupted because for the past 200, 250 years, we haven't changed the classroom. I think it is ripe. The moment is ripe with AI coming in. The
Hmm.
moment is ripe for some disruption. If a company can come up with digitizing or empowering a better understanding of the physical world, it could
Hmm.
be informing, it could be in manufacturing, it could be in playing with real physical items in hand. If there can be a digitization of that world, come back to the world of atoms.
Understood, sir. So, thank you, sir, for coming. It was an amazing session.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much, Jain sir.
Bye bye.
Bye.